With the business end of the Hotel Planator season upon us, we return to the truly incredible surroundings of Italy for the Italian Challenge Open. Staged since 2007, it's a tournament with a little history of its own. We're back close to the eternal city of Rome and Golf Nazionale, the spectacular host venue for the 2023 Junior Ryder Cup. This par 72 championship layout is recognised as one of the finest golf courses in Italy. With its deep rough, undulating greens, water features and many strategically placed bunkers, it is a true test for the players. And our field also had to consider the sharp elevation changes, which bring about some spectacular views over the surrounding Lazio countryside. It's crunch time on the Hotel Planator, as after Italy, only the top eligible 68 players in the rankings would book their place on the plane for back-to-back events in China. And due to a couple of withdrawals, that meant 70th spot would be good enough. So, as it stood at the start of the week, Maxence Gibaudeau was projected to be the last man in. But everyone knew that a good week here could change everything. And as they looked to prolong their season, we followed three players, all under pressure to perform.
My goal was to finish top 20, so I'm obviously a bit off that, but and back being in the top 20, you'd probably think that you'd be going to China. So obviously I'm like just outside of that, then yeah, that is like the immediate goal, but eventually, you know, still, golf's a long process. So I'm trying to get to the DP World Tour one way or another, so whether it happens this week, this year, or in the near future, I'm sure it'll happen soon enough. I'm looking forward to it, actually, because it's going to be a good test. It's crunch time now. This is where, like, you know, if you want to make something of a positive finish to the year, whereas there's not going to be any more chances on Hotel Planator after this week, so get stuck in, do or die type thing, like, just. But at the same time, I'm not like overpowering or trying to just focus so much on this one week. It's like same processes that I would have done every week, and just give myself the best chance on Sunday.
Just one place ahead of George in the rankings was two-time DP World Tour winner Eddie Pepperell, who'd had his share of ups and downs after returning to the Hotel Planator for the first time since 2017.
I would typify it with just a lot of frustration, to be honest with you. I've had some weeks where I've actually played, I think, quite nicely. I think there's been a reality that's definitely dawned on me this year, that my level has just dropped. I've only finished so high, and that's just a reflection of where my game has regressed to, I suppose, over time. But you know, I don't take that too personally. It's the game, and you can always improve as quickly as you could not. So there's been weeks within it where, and travelling a lot with Jen as well this year has been quite nice. We've had some good trips away to India, South Africa, done a lot of travelling together, and that's been good for us.
With just 4 cuts made and 1 top 10 finish, results haven't lived up to Eddie's expectations.
To be fair, I don't think the last few times I've played, I want to say I've missed 3 cuts in a row. So, and each of those weeks, I would say there's been a different part of the game that's been really poor. So, yeah, I haven't got a great deal of control over it. But, you know, this year has been, I've missed a lot of cuts, and then when I've made cuts, I've generally had quite high finishes. So, I just need to make my way through Friday, and maybe good things will come.
Finding himself one place inside the projected cut-off mark for China was James Meyer de Beco. But after starting the year on the Pro Golf Tour, James was happy to be in the position he was.
I had kind of 2 or 3 different goals. The first one was obviously getting a card, as it's my first year as well. Or getting a better category, basically. But I think I've done that, so that's great. And now, obviously, getting a chance to play into China, of course, that's something I'd like to do. I'll just try and have a good week. I'll try to play it quite safe off the tee, because it's a course where you can be in trouble, especially off the tee. And so I'll do my best to go to China, and then we'll see.
And so to day one of the Italian Challenge Open, and for our featured trio, Bloor, Meyer, Beco and Pepperell, there was only one objective, and that was to get off to a good start. Beginning at the 10th, it was Meyer Beco who was out of the blocks quickest. Straight away picking up a birdie at his first hole. The 25-year-old Belgian followed up with another birdie at the 12th. But a costly double bogey on the par 5 14th saw him slip back to level par. Into the back nine, and he dipped into the red once more, thanks to this stunning approach to the par 4 first. Two more birdies and a bogey saw him arrive at the 8th hole, 2 under for his round. Another birdie, just 3 under, and that's where he would finish the day. With just 2 cuts made in his last 8 Hotel Planotour starts, Eddie Pepperell knew he had to rediscover some sort of form if he was to make the cut-off for China. He would also get off to a good start with this long birdie effort at the 11th, his second hole of the day. He couldn't take full advantage though, and one bogey and a further birdie saw him go out in 1 under par. But the back nine proved a different story as he came alive with a hat-trick of birdies from the first to get to 4 under. 4 pars would follow for Eddie before a fine approach at the par 4 8th set up another birdie opportunity. A good day on the greens continuing, and Pepperell would end day one at 5 under par and in a tie for 5th. The final member of the group, George Bloor, produced the best round of the trio. It wasn't until the 14th, his 5th hole of the day, that George registered his first birdie. Another birdie was cancelled out by a drop shot as he went out in 1 under par. But just like Pepperell, his round lit up on his back nine, where he produced a run of 5 birdies in 8 holes. He took full advantage of the par 5s, and despite the prize on the line, the 29-year-old was looking relaxed and in control. Bloor picked up his final birdie of the day at the 8th with another pinpoint approach. And then backed it up with the flat stick. 7 birdies and just 1 drop shot added up to an opening 6 under 66 in 4th spot and just 2 shots off the day 1 leaders.
Well, 1 shot at a time, 1 hole at a time. Don't really try and limit getting ahead of myself, and just enable myself to just be really present over each shot and play that shot as well as I can, and then see what I signed for. And today was a good signature. Ideal start really, but still 3 more rounds to go and a lot of golf. So yeah, I'll just eat well tonight, get some good sleep, stay patient, just keep doing the same processes I've been doing, and yeah, just keep ticking it away.
A positive start to the week then for our 3 players, although there was still plenty of golf to be played. Early Friday morning and day 2 of the Italian Challenge Open, where our featured trio were all hoping to build on their satisfactory starts. After his day 167, Eddie Pepperell knew that the same again would put him in a great position heading into the weekend. And he was quickly into his stride, with a birdie at his opening hole to get to 6 under par. But then disaster struck at the 4th hole when he recorded a quadruple bogey at the par 4, a setback to say the least. He would make an eagle at 14 to get back to 4 under for the week, but that is where he would remain. Cut made, but with work to be done. For James Meyer de Beco, it proved a roller coaster start to the round. 4 birdies on his front nine was impressive. But a bogey, along with a double, saw him out in 1 under par, 4 under for the week. His back nine proved to be more controlled. Consecutive birdies at 13 and 14 saw him climb the leaderboard, before a drop shot at 17 left him at 5 under, 1 shot ahead of Pepperell in 34th place. The final member of the group, George Bloor, was certainly not showing any signs of nerves, considering the magnitude of the week. 2 birdies on the front nine, with no drop shots, saw him out in 34. 8 under for the tournament, and very much at the right end of the leaderboard. His back nine mirrored the front. 2 more shots picked up at the 14th and 18th, both par 5s, saw him record a second round 68. 10 under for the week, and within touching distance of leader Ritchie. As it stood heading into the weekend, George was projected to end the week 58th on the rankings, which would book his trip to China. For Pepperell, sat in 77th, there was still a lot of work to be done at the weekend, whilst due to the withdrawal of 2 players, 70th place would secure qualification to the 2 events in China. Positioned in 68th, Meyer de Beco had it all still to play for.
I think I've done a good job at managing that and not think about it. And now that I've made the cut as well, I think it's going to be easier to manage that as well. I mean, it's going to be, of course, a good thing if I go there and then might have 2 good results and maybe go to the final in Mallorca, but we'll see about that. I'm just going to try and play hole by hole, shot by shot, and then we'll see.
Coming up, with the Ryder Cup on the horizon, we take a look at the impact of former Hotel Planner Tour players on the event. And we'll find out who came out on top in Italy and who made that plane to China. We'll see you soon. Welcome back to the Hotel Planner Tour for event 26 of 29, the Italian Challenge Open, the final counting event before the top 68 eligible players in the rankings head for 2 weeks in China prior to the season-ending grand final. At the halfway stage, just 2 shots separated the top 10 in Italy, with George Bloor among those well-positioned behind last week's winner in Portugal, South African Ritchie, who'd set his sights on a promotion-clinching 3rd win of the season. With so much on the line for so many players, it promised to be an absorbing weekend. With the key moving day moment, Josh Antman.
Just one back at the start of the day, Rocco Repetto Taylor started Saturday in the best possible way with this birdie at the opening hole. But it's a real mixed bag for the Spaniard, and he would card a 3rd round of 70, 2 under. One of our featured players this week, George Bloor, not a great day. This was actually a fantastic bogey on 8, but it was his 4th of the day. Disappointing 75 to see him fall just inside the top 30. He had a low on Sunday to get back into the top 70 for China. And after that 63 on Friday, Ritchie was on the birdie train once again, this at the 7th. Set up his 3rd birdie of the day to take him to 14 under par for the tournament. Christopher Rahm started the day poorly with bogeys on 1 and 4, but bounced back superbly with a birdie on 7, and then immediately on the next after this fine approach into the par 4, almost an eagle there for the Swede. Ritchie had already had 15 birdies in his 2.5 days in Italy, and he made it number 16 after this wonderful shot into the par 4 8th. Winner in Germany in July, and then last week too, the South African was firing on all cylinders, looking for that elusive 3rd win on the Hotel Planner Tour. It was a super Saturday for Stephen Brown. 7 under for the day as he played the 18th, had to lay up on the par 5 last. Good approach, staying on that top level. He'd hold that for birdie, and a 64, huge move made by the man from Surrey. Good week needed for Robin Peterson if he's going to make it to China, and Saturday was his best round of the week. Final birdie of the day came at the par 3 17th. Thanks to that brilliant tee shot. He'd hole out, and a 66 for the Swede, and a tie for the lead alongside Ritchie.
So a look at the leaderboard at the end of day 3, and Englishman Stephen Brown playing himself into the final 3-ball on Sunday, alongside Robin Peterson, who needed a high finish to make it to China, with the number 2 player on the rankings, looking for win number 3 and automatic promotion, JC Ritchie.
That is the ultimate goal. I mean, to achieve that would be the biggest dream come true. And it's been in my mind for a while, and a couple of years I've always felt like I've been capable of achieving it. And this is the first year where I've actually felt like my game's in the position to try and back up that sort of statement in my mind. And so yeah, tomorrow's going to be fun. I'm going to go and enjoy it. I've got nothing to lose, and my game's been solid, so I'll go at it.
Now, as the Ryder Cup approaches, we look at the Hotel Planetor's influence on golf's ultimate showdown.
And it is Europe who wrestle back the Ryder Cup here in Rome.
An impressive 34 former Hotel Planetor players have already played in the Ryder Cup, with Denmark's Rasmus Højgaard becoming the 35th this year. In Rome last time, his brother Nikolai, and Scotland's Bob McIntyre were the most recent graduates to represent Europe.
McIntyre, adrenaline pumping through the veins.
Some of the Ryder Cup's biggest European names over the years have plied their trade on the Hotel Planetor, including the current FedEx Cup winner Tommy Fleetwood, who's made 4 lineups. And teammates and former US Open winners Justin Rose and Matthew Fitzpatrick, plus multiple DP World Tour winner Tyrrell Hatton.
He's played his part this week, hasn't he, Tyrrell Hatton?
And you can add to that list Ryder Cup legends Martin Keimer, Ian Poulter and Thomas Bjorn. And even America has benefited from the prodigious production line, with multiple major winner and 3-time Hotel Planetor winner Brooks Koepka, another to have emerged from our tour. As another Ryder Cup chapter is written in New York, the Hotel Planetor's influence will no doubt once again play its own special role in the outcome. But while excitement mounts at Bethpage, our focus returns to events at the Italian Challenge Open. And as the leading contenders prepared to tee off, one of the rounds of the day was being put together by one of our featured players, James Meyer de Beco. His 9-under par 63 saw him end the week in a tie for 13th, securing his place in China.
Obviously, I was a little bit frustrated after yesterday because, it's not what you want to shoot on a Saturday, on a moving day, basically. But I guess my moving day was Sunday, and I'm very pleased with the 9-under and getting into China. Yeah.
Sadly, after a promising start in Italy, of our other featured players, George Bloor missed out after climbing just 1 place on the rankings, as did Eddie Pepperell. And so to the final day leaders at the Italian Challenge Open.
It was a big round for Robin Peterson as he looked to guarantee his spot in China. This at the first hole would have eased any nerves that the Swede may have been feeling. Birdie there at the par 5 for Peterson. JC Ritchie began the final round like a man in a hurry. Birdied the first, and this approach into the second led to another. Unbelievably, he would go on a sensational birdie run, which showed the form he was in. He birdied the third, and this on the fourth was for 4 in a row. He would then go on to birdie the next 3 and be 7 under through his first 7 holes. Not a bad way to start your final round. Christopher Rahm was having a pretty good day himself. This birdie on the 9th was his 6th of the day. However, he would part all the way home for a 67 and a tie for second. That tie for second was alongside Peterson. The Swede made a birdie at 10 after this fine approach into the par 4, a 70 for Peterson and a huge week at just the right time. After that 7 birdie blitz to start his round, Ritchie made 5 pars afterwards. His final birdie of the day came here at the 13th, well judged from just off the green. A huge lead at this point for the South African. And he was so far ahead that he could even afford a triple bogey on the final hole. A sensational few weeks for the South African. He goes back-to-back on the Hotel Planner Tour and secures that card back to the DP World Tour.
Well, there were some perfectly timed performances elsewhere from the Swedish duo of Christopher Rahm and Robin Peterson, who both climb inside the top 70 in the rankings and will now take their chances in China. But after brilliant back-to-back wins, making it 3 for the season and automatic promotion to the DP World Tour, the big celebrations were reserved for a smiling South African.
But I mean, it's the best possible outcome for the season. I started the season off not knowing what I was going to do for the year. I planned on playing Sunshine Tour and I didn't really have a goal for the year. Went out to Dubai and managed to finish second there and sort of felt, okay, now you have to play another year out here, which I wasn't really keen on. And luckily, there was so much good work that had gone in that produced those results early in the year and has all led up to this.
With just 3 tournaments of the season left to play, the Road to Mallorca rankings show just one change, with JC Ritchie grabbing #1 spot from David Bloor after that emphatic 3rd title of the campaign. Further down, it was a case of as you were, though with 2 big weeks in China ahead, there will no doubt be many ups and downs to come. Denmark's Victor Sidal Svensson currently occupies the final qualifying position. And so it's arrivederci to Italy, where our first 3-time winner this year, JC Ritchie, was numero uno and DP World Tour bound. There's a 2-week break now before a double-header in China, where our contenders will be whittled down to the top 45, who all head to the grand final as their pursuit of promotion continues.